My people, look here, face me like Facebook. I go see Lisa, I go see a chameleon.
Time don't come for us to wake up.
My people, it's not time for action. Yeah. No more talk. We know heart. Yeah, leaders, we don't tire. This situation, we don't get you.
Them say the way you lay your bed, now so you go lie on top. When you sell your votes, not poverty, you dey invite to make you shine your eye.
Make you not sell your vote,
no shishi for bribe.
If you talk, we say, and I talk, we say,
no shishi for bribe.
If you talk and I talk, and we all the talk, we say,
no shishi for bribe. No shishi for bribe. No shishi for bribe.
If you sell your vote, sell opportunity, sell your tomorrow.
You say good roads, good health, and education.
They say the way you lay your bed, that's how you go lie on top.
They go try to bribe you with chichi, make you know say your future for chichi.
Them go surely take them back with profit, now you go suffer.
Suffer, Naija. Monkey go dey walk, bamboo go dey shop. Say na so we go dey. Make you not sell your photo.
No shishi for bribe.
If I do my part and you do your part,
no shishi for bribe.
Make we play our part and we build this land.
No shishi for bribe.
You say
no shishi for bribe.
You say
no shishi for bribe. Nigeria go better.
Corruption kill us, bribery finish us. Last, you could still got us. Who won't change Nigeria but us? Let's make it work again, everybody rise again. Tire for the talk, nobody want do the work, nobody want die there. I speak with no fear, change out for them, you can't buy my soul. No shishi for your votes, this not the new oats. How much is your vote really worth? How much they want to give you for the pain? If we choose wrong, then waiting we gain. My brother, waiting we gain.
Don't go sell your future to some criminals who don't get the conscience. Don't be say we go just do the fun vex and still allow nonsense for another 4 years. Cause my people still dey jobless. Every day my people still they die in hundreds. So make we shine our eye, cause no be only 2 bad choices where they the contest. Give me one more verse, please.
I'm talking to you precisely. You day school office or they do NYC. With your PVC you can vote wisely, even when the offer they bringing is so spicy.
No shishi for bribe.
if you talk, we say, and I talk, we say,
no shishi for bribe.
Make we play our part and we build this land.
No shishi for bribe. No shishi for bribe. No shishi for bribe.
Nigeria go better.
No shishi for bribe.
If I do my part and you do your part,
no shishi for bribe.
You talk and I talk, we all the talk, we say,
no shishi for bribe. No shishi for bribe. No shishi for bribe.
don't say your vote.
Good morning, viewers, and welcome to the River State Dialogue, the platform where, on a weekly basis, we sensitize, enlighten, and reorientate the public on government policies, programs, and activities for one sole purpose: just that government, from the feedback we give to government can properly fine-tune our policies, program, and activities to suit the very people for which those policies and programs were done in the first place. I know you'll be following up. You woke up from the very beginning and then you saw that video, no teaching for bribe, and that's exactly what it is. Recently, the voters display was on, and then the first topic in the series we discussed, the display, citizens, rules, feedback. A couple of issues were dissected. I'm sure you do yourself some good as you listened and contributed. And we're still in that line because the voters register actually was open from 12, and today is 25th. As a matter of fact, it's going to be rounding up today. So it's only very important and necessary that we come back and look at the matters arising, because issues have been thrown up. The monitoring group have gone around to monitor the activities. Even INEC themselves were monitoring this. So it's only proper we come back and then discuss on the matters arising. Today, that exercise will be rounding up with viewers. So today we'll be discussing, still in the line of the display of voters register. Display of voters register, matters arising. And as usual, I have with me two amiable gentlemen in the studio with me, so that we can properly dissect and properly also. I'm probably promising you one thing, that this session is going to be really interactive. A couple of issues will come in here and there, and then we'll really look at what is really happened as we march towards the 2023 election. But viewers, let me quickly introduce our discussant today in the studio. On my immediate left, I have an amiable gentleman. He's no other person than Mr. Annie M. Eja. It will interest you to know that Mr. Annie M. Eja is the principal legal officer, INEC Rivers State. Sir, you're welcome to the Rivers State Dialogue.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yes, and on my left, I have our brother. I love to refer, at this point in time, I love to refer to him as our brother, one of our own in the NOA family. He's with us, and usually he will bring to bear his frank analysis and discussions. It's no other person, viewers. Barrister AKPORS NATHANIEL. And AKPORS NATHANIEL still remains the coordinator, Transition Monitoring Group. That has not changed. AKPORS, you're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Dialogue.
Good morning, viewers.
My name is Abiye Senebo, and I'm your AKPORS person for today. Viewers, if you're there, begin to send. We have introduced the topic. Begin to send your views. The phone lines are also there. If you don't have them with time, we'll also open the phone line. I just want to start on this note. Mr. Eja, today the display is rounding up. Can we say that the purpose for which this particular pre-election activity, which is very critical, can we say that today, as we are rounding up, the purpose has been fulfilled? Can we beat our chest here and say that purpose has been fulfilled?
Yes, we can say it has been fulfilled. At least INEC has done its own part. The law mandates INEC to do this exercise within 14 days. And of course, we are all aware that the exercise started since on the 12th, and today is 25th. And INEC has been diligent, very diligent in the discharge of this exercise, and so I can beat my chest and say, yes, we've done what we need to do.
Now, as a monitor, let's come from the perspective of the monitoring group. It's only natural that most times, INEC or any organization would like to hold back to their own, defend it. It's just a natural position people take. They tell you what you want to hear, and then they also defend where the food is being put on the table. But you are a monitor, transition monitoring group, and it's a very critical role. Can we say from your monitoring, aspect coming from that activity, can we say as of today now, at the close of today, that exercise has ended? And last time I was trying to push the INEC man, would that be extension? But he said by law, it's just 2 weeks, and it's 2 weeks. So can we say that the purpose have been fulfilled, sir?
Okay, a nice one. First of all, let me thank again NOA for this privilege to always come out for this continuous awareness creation towards a very successful 2023 elections in all categories in our polity.
Thank you, sir.
And NOA is doing this. So grateful for this. Now, voters register, posting, pasting, INEC, have they done well? On one side, yes, they have done what they need to do. They have carried out the needful. But how well did they carry it out is now the other link. There was a place I went to at somewhere in GRA where the voters registered for those, you know the categories of our voters, and they are classified. They are classified to people who can use the internet and people who cannot use the internet. So, so let's always get this picture clear. There are people who will not have anything to do with the internet, where you can easily go and see everything you need to see about the voters register. But now, for those who cannot, a place somewhere in GRA, they pasted this register on the fence of the school. Just imagine what will happen to it. Children were going there, they were tearing it the way they like, as one of those documents that flies on the fence as usual. That would have not been proper. A very good arrangement. If, since it's the responsibility of INEC should have taken more notice of where these registers are being posted, so that the purpose and the aim and objective of it will actually be achieved. But that's one of very few of what the register that was posted. That was one of the few ones I saw. But so far so good. Some other places I went, I saw them in the town hall. I went specifically to see the access, the in and out, how they allow people to go in and out. And so far so good. It's okay. But for some of these shortcomings, after the effects, what's the purpose of this posting? How has INEC so far worked with it? Will that be another question we should now deal with?
You see, while you were talking, something just come up in me. Situation where these things will be posted out there, no person looking after it, and then it will be torn, defaced, and all of that. I tell you, when let's just this on the sideline. When I wrote common entrance, the reason why I passed two schools, but the reason why I went to the very first school, interior school, and only spent a term there, and then came back to Elitona High School, where I would have really loved to be from beginning, was this factor. Because when I went to check my result in St. Andrews here, I deal, they had turned the distance, and I only saw that I passed GSS. I didn't know that I also passed in Elitona High School. So I was there when they told me that, look, your name was in Elitona. So I spent only one time there, and I had to come back to Elitona High School. So it could cause a lot of damages, but that's on the wayside. Now, let me say this: a couple of persons, we went out, to monitor, to see situations here and that, and then a lot of people you ask, they will tell you, I was there, I checked my name is there. I even checked my daughter's name, I checked my husband's name, her name is there. Now, and I said, is that all you did? He said, yes, that's all I did. And I begin to wonder, I want to put this question to you. This exercise, as we know, is not just going to check your name. In fact, there are some persons, they already have their PVC with them. So they already know that their name will be on the record. But it was to go and check your data, errors, your names that they were expected, if you make transfer and all of that. Now, what the question is this, sir? Do you think they know it this much, or they only know that I should just go and check my name is on the register, and I leave? Because a couple of persons are actually just telling me, I went to check my name is there. My husband's name, I saw my name, and they called. And it seems to me like they don't know the purpose. So, what's your take?
Well, thanks for this question, but I want to react like this. Now, if a mature person goes to check and confirm that his name is there in that admission, we don't need to begin to query whether or not the person knew what he or she went to do there. It's presumed that the person knew what he went to do, and so his name is there. So basically, the claim objection is more like a complaint. That for the claim that my name is not just there, but all the information are correct as I gave it to them. That's the essence of the claim. And then the objection is protesting that a name that is in the register ought not to be there, because such a person is not qualified for his name or her name to be there. So if, as you've asked, and then the person comes, I've checked and everything is okay, of course there's presumption that everything is okay.
See, what I'm trying to say, people behave based on what they know. the information I have, is what I'm going to will be an enabler to what I can do. So I just want to put the question again. Are we sure that people know that this exercise is not just to go and confirm your name on the list, but that you have to check your own name and correct your datas as you repeated them one after the other, and then also know that, look, this person, I know that this is my uncle, he died 2 years ago. No, why is this thing? I know this person, this is my neighbor, this guy is a foreigner, or this person is underage, how come? What I'm asking is that, do they know that much before they go there? It's not that INEC has no right to interfere. No, we will sensitize them to do that. That's why before the register was posted, some sensitization was done. People talk on radio, on media, and various platforms and all of that. What I'm saying, do they know this much?
Well, you can't overlook the fact that most people are not knowledgeable as to know everything. But I want to believe that there was enough sensitization. There was enough enlightenment campaign done by INEC, particularly the VET department. So I want to believe most people who go there and say, yes, my name is there, knew what they saw and knew what they said.
Thank you, sir. What's your name?
I wanted to quickly react to what he said when he said that because you are above 18 to be eligible to vote, it means that you are knowledgeable to know why a register or things that are there, why the purpose of the posting. I quickly want to say that really, we are in a mixed society for literates and illiterates. So a lot of persons will not even know the spelling of their name there. The only thing they will even need to identify is, I know that question is directed to how rooted was this awareness creation on this, which is what you are trying to get from them. Were they able to, INEC was not able to say in local language, this is what we are doing. This is why you should, even if you cannot read your name, get somebody who will be able to say, this is your real name. Your name is not spelled like this, instead of a female, a male. Because the returning officer can come and say, you are a male and I'm seeing female here, and begins to give you problem on the election day. So
most likely sometimes may even be turned back.
Yes. So these are some of the gaps. That's why I would say that how they did it is not the matter for discussion. We are able to sensitize the people, most especially in the mixed society like us today, where a majority will not really know how to read and write, where a good number, let me not say majority, where a good number will not know how to read and write, we're able to cascade this information and interpret this thing to them that this is what you will see, or this is how, when you go there, if you cannot even read, we are trying to see, is that your name? Or if you recognize somebody's picture that is no longer alive, because this is your word, you should know everybody that is there. We're able to do. So I saw some of, to be fair to INEC, I saw some of the promo, the advert on this voters registration, what citizens ought to know and what they ought to do. To be fair to INEC did it. But as civil society and election observers, we are saying that they should go deeper, because this election is for everybody. It's gone are the days where they will say, oh, because you can. This election, this 2023 election is for everybody. Everybody will come to make it right. We as observers want to say it how it is. INEC as an institution to give us a free, fair and credible election, they have a duty to do that. And we as citizens, ordinary citizens, we also have the ultimate responsibility to make sure that we get 2023 right. That's the position.
Yeah, thank you. At this point, we are correspondent is on standby from Oyibo local government, where Sophia Nanso is on standby. Sophia, please, let's hear from you.
Good morning, Mr. Abie Sanibo. I'm Sophia Nanso, the Como National Orientation Agency, Oyibo local government area. Today we are looking at the topic, display of voters register, matters arising. And with me here today is Honorable Kingsley Okechukwu Oyekwe. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you, madam.
With the display of the voters register, we would want to know if you have gone to check your name, your reaction, and are you satisfied with this exercise? And is there any advice you'd want to give to INEC?
Thank you so much. I have been to my ward 7, Obama, to be precise, Unit 1, Community Primary School. I have seen my name. I really encourage them and thank them for the exercise so far. But my advice there is that there are a lot of things we need to put in place in sensitizing the people. One, that many of them don't even know the particular center that this exercise is being, they can be carried out. So I will urge the INEC and the other partners, other agencies to help to sensitize the people on how to access these services, and urge the INEC, if I'm to advise, to extend the time frame, because many people are not aware, so that they can be able to have their PVCs, because it is their right to vote and be voted for. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your contributions. Over to you, Mr. Adiesenko, and thank you.
Thank you, Sophia Nonso, there, from your good report there. Yeah, now, before we join her, sir, I want to come to that from the inception, before the inception of this display, INEC did, on different fora, on different platforms, said people, now not even just in addition to the claims, correcting your own, but that citizens generally should just go out there in your ward, in your vicinity, in your locality, because that's where you'll be able to know some of these things. That one INEC specifically said, go there, look out for foreigner. Is there any foreigner, that has infiltrated, whose name is on the register? Is there any underage voters, dead people on, in the voters register? Now, today, as we speak, by today, one can say, look, I went round and I saw these old things. In a matter of hours, the exercise will round up. So, how has this thing, INEC, before the inception, how has this thing been achieved? Considering that in a few hours, the exercise will be rounding up, and most likely the time will not be extended.
Okay, thank you. Before I even answer that question, I just want to react to what my brother said. When he came in, he keep on hating on the fact that election is not an INEC thing alone. And I just want to draw that conclusion that election is an encompassing matter that all stakeholders, civil society, the media, the public, the voters must be involved. Now, this display was widely publicized by INEC. I know the Development Department went to local governments, went to ward, particularly the EOs and their staff went to wards to enlighten people on what is expected of them from the display. And civil society, I want to believe, also did that, of course, also did that. And so to that extent, I believe there was enough awareness. Now, to the question you have asked me, after today, this is only when we can now come out and appraise what has been done. To tell you, okay, this is the success rate or this is not the success rate. You understand me? And so it's going to end in a matter of hours. Thereafter, we'll know what, the level of compliance and success. But my take is that the exercise was fair, was diligent.
Because you see, I wanted to interject it because I know that an activity of 2 weeks, and today is the last day. So we should be able to know that I was there myself. I saw the turnout. The claims, the objection. People were taking this from that. I think that the aim has been, just one matter of hours. 11 plus days is gone, or let me say 13 plus days is gone, and so we should be able to come up with a precise statement.
The aim of this exercise, I believe, has been met. That's just it. The essence is go there, view this thing. It's for public display. Go there, view it, and then come out with your claims and objection. And so far, so good. We've not had any issue. We've not had any adverse issue or reaction. So we can likely say, we have succeeded.
Thank you. So, AKPORS,
yes.
Let me
yes. To us, from our monitoring view, there is, for the purpose in which is voters display, register display is for, there will be no need for any further elongation of time for which extension for which the register should be posted. But the only thing I want to seek or request is that INEC should continue to make it open in the platform, in the website. I do not know if after today you cannot access voters register on the website we used to see it. Because as I speak to you, any ward or polling unit you want to check the voters, you can go online and do so. So I want to believe that should still remain the position until our website is concerned. To me, so I think that should help. For those people who would not go and see what was happening there, they should have an idea, even though nothing can be done. Even if you see any error when you go online, but you should have an idea that I am here, and these are the things I'm supposed to do that I did not do. But it should remain on the website. That's what I think I will urge INEC to do. Not after today, that portion on the internet will go blank.
No, I stand to be corrected that I don't know. But for those of us who are, who have cyber literacy, let me put it that way. For those of us who have cyber literacy, would it be nice to leave that site open just like that? Now?
That is.
It's me just
yes, you are now at the mercy of those people who can now help you. INEC has given you the background, the leverage for everybody to get, whether you are.
Because why I'm putting that question, the purpose is a 2 week thing, and the 2 weeks is gone.
Yes.
And then leaving that in, are you not inviting this, these cyber people who want to go into and do all manner of things? Even when you don't display it, they will hacking. Talk less of when you leave it open. This is just.
Let me say something.
Yeah.
The INEC portal is open to the public.
Okay.
There's no time the INEC portal has been shut. Now, when this exercise started, it was.
Sorry. Let me correct you. The portal has been open, but access to your data as per registration. That's what we're saying.
Yeah.
Okay. INEC is known to comply with the law. The law by section 19, I think it's up to, made it 14 days. And so, yes, the exercise has been online and offline. But I believe after today, of course, the exercise will end both physically and online. It will end. So the fact that one can access the portal to, because the register, of course, will still be there to check, but you cannot do any.
Yes.
You cannot do anything again in terms of claims or objection.
Now, there's another thing again, from observation, from monitoring, from our feedback, from what we gathered. The turnout for the display of voters register was low. What could be responsible? You see, it still takes us back. Where all the critical stakeholders carried along, was there enough sensitization? Do people know the reason? Because when the purpose of a thing is known, you don't push people too much. If somebody knows that, this is the gain I'll make, this is the purpose, you literally don't push them so much. You see them doing it. So the turnout was low. What could be responsible for this low turnout as a person from the INEC? I know you people on the field, you go every now and then, even though from our own part, I think AKPORS will also have something to say about this. So I want to give you the fair shot.
Okay, thanks for that question. But like we've said before now, there was wide awareness campaign for this exercise. And so INEC did its part. So if for any reason there was low turnout, that won't be the responsibility or the responsibility of INEC, or the blame will not be put on INEC, because like we know and like we have confirmed, this thing was made public. The awareness for the display was made public, and so the reason for the low turnout.
Okay, thank you. Of course, let me just say this. The reason for the low turnout, could it be that because I know Nigerians, last time I even envisaged last minute rush, but it wasn't so.
Yeah.
It wasn't so. Now, I was just thinking, wrapping my head around this thing and saying that, are you sure they know the benefit of this thing? Because Nigerians, I know them. If they know, like the voters registration, usually at the towards end, because people know the importance of vote now, awareness is so high. Yeah. In fact, INEC, you see the place going haywire. Yeah. The crowd, the soil will be so much. But here it's not the same thing. So you're a monitor, you person.
Okay.
So what do you have to do?
I will quickly tell you that right now the scenario has changed. It wasn't like this before now. During pre-election activities were not like this before now. Okay. It has come. They have even added other alternatives. There's no doubt that a percentage of the voters scan this process online. You can't take that away. That's the point. A good percentage. Okay. If it's just because I'm an observer, I need to go to the field.
And if not, also actually did their claims and objections online.
Yes. If not, as an individual, I went online and I did that. So I don't need to go under the sun to say, but because I have a responsibility in this very forthcoming election, I have to start going to the field. Yeah. So let us take that percentage of those who will go and even do their claims online. No matter how small that is, there's a percentage of such before you begin to see the people who will say, I think everything is okay. I think everything is okay. And bearing in mind the purpose of its display, like I said, is that you can actually do without the information that are there. If, for example, there is no I in your name, you can say, okay, provided it does not stop me from voting that day. That is one part of it.
Okay, there are
What we are concerned now is, have we really gotten reports of people who are not supposed to be registered voters? Have we really gotten reports of dead people? Have we really gotten reports of foreign? So that's not left.
Let me continue. See, this is my worry. This is you've taken me back again. This is my worry now. When a lot of people, when the turnout is so low, there's a tendency to believe that those kind of people may still be there because of the docility of the people who are docile. They didn't come out, they didn't go to scrutinize. In fact, the few people you talk to will even say, no, I take my own. So they don't know this much. So it's possible that underage voters will be there. It's possible that dead people will be there. It's possible that foreigners will be there. Just because of the turnout. Now, that's my concern.
These are possibilities. It's also possible that they are not there.
That's true.
Okay, at this point, let me, we're coming back. Let me just open the phone line now. Viewers, please also use this platform to get through to us. We really want to hear, from you. In fact, we want to hear from those people who went to check. Or if you're right now in any place, checking, doing claims and objection, call us from that place. We really want to hear what the situation is like. The phone numbers are displayed on the screen. It's +234 9166 587355. That's the number is displayed on the screen. Please, did you go to check? Did you do any claims and objection? Did you go to check? How was the turnout? How is the place like? Particularly now, today is the last day. Today is the last day, last minute. How is the turnout like? We really want to hear from you. We will appreciate that call. Thank you. Now, I want to say this. I'm still, because we're talking, the topic is matters arising. is claims and objection, has always been there from inception, or was it really, newly introduced into the, as a pre-election activity? Was it newly introduced, or it has always been there? Because see, why I'm still hammering here, because if it has always been there, I don't know, maybe the turnout or maybe the awareness, even though yes, we need to do awareness, but it's something people would have already know that, no, at this point in time, after this is this one that is coming in their usual tradition. So I want to know, is it a new thing introduced into the pre-election activity, or it has always been there?
No, the issue of display has always been there. Okay. It was in the formal electoral act that of 210 as amended, and then it's also here by section 19 and section 20. But like my brother has said, I want to really believe that most people, let's put it like that, most people did theirs online. And mind you, the registrant have their slips with them. So most of them must have looked at the slip and their names that were correct. Their informations were correct. So those ones who not have any need, or according to them, will not have any need to begin to go out there to check, because those things are correct. Not ruling the fact that others also did their own online. I think that must have reduced the turnout for the display. But for the display, it has always been in the law. It has always been there.
Okay, it has already been there. And before any major election, it's one of the pre-election activities that's already been.
Sure.
I know you quickly just help me tell him to quickly tell the public that even the one in the internet will be shut down today too. let it come from him.
So we want, as you are the INEC person here, please, let the people know exactly. Because like he was saying, he asked a question which I was really worried about as a person, because anything, this cyberspace, much as it comes with this whole lot of benefits, there's also a lot of problem. That's why we're having all manner of things, even at the cyberspace, cyber police, you have to protect them, all of this thing and all of that. But I want to take, as an INEC person, I want you to take time when the last minute of the claims and objection. I want you to take some minutes to tell the people what it's all about and what they need to do once again. Please, just do that before we just take it off from there.
Okay, the display as provided by the Electoral Act was meant to be scrutinized by the public in terms of claims and objections. Now, this window was open for 2 weeks, as we have it in the law, 2 weeks. And it actually started on the 12th of this month, November, and is ending today. Now, for those who have not gone to make capitalize on this window, I will encourage them to do so now. We still have between now and 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so about 4 hours, so to say, or 3 hours. So I still encourage them to go there and look at the display, so that they can make any correction or objection they feel the need to make. Now, who are those to be objected to? If you know any person that is underage, if you know anybody that is a foreigner, if you know any person that ordinarily does not reside within that place, or is not indigenous to that place, such people are the people you raise objection for. And of course, if there are any dead people, we know so many people have died, and death is inevitable and occurrence. So if they are such person, this is the time to raise the objection so that their names will be erased from the voter register. Because after now, we're going to come out with authentic voter register that will be used for the general election of next year.
So viewers, you've heard from the INEC person here. Please, the claims and objection is not just to go and check your name, because a couple of persons I interacted with will always tell me, I'm going to check my name. My name is there, my husband's name is there. No, in fact, my daughter and my son that is eating above, I also saw their name. Yes, in addition to that, go a step further, because the purpose is to sanitize the register, is to clean it up and come up with a better register. Having said that, at this point we want to take some comment from our viewers that are streaming live with us, and then we'll also come back and then take it up from there. Now, this one is from Mary Akwethen, is streaming live with us. Thank you, Mary. It's good. Innocentia, it's good to know that you're streaming live with us. Enoch Okorobia is streaming live with us. Nobom Ayan, thank you for streaming live with us. Patricia Senbo, you're streaming live with us. Linda Wallace is also streaming live with us. Blessing Jumbo is also streaming live. Jordan Echo is watching live with us. So, yeah, please keep the comments coming, and then you can make your contribution and ask questions here. Put it to any of the gentlemen here, and I think they will do justice to your questions. You know, like cleaning up the register, voters register, you know, is critical to the success of the 2023 general election. It's critical.
Very, very.
You know, cleaning up the register is critical. Now, as an INEC person, I know, of course, you will take a shot in this question. What happens if that purpose at the end of today, INEC goes back and sit down and find out that this thing did not succeed as much as okay, this one is from, there are more questions that are here. This one is from Bridget. Your government should give, attention to those issues that, keep resurfacing, to avoid confusion and encourage active participation of citizens in the exercise. Bridget, thank you there for your comments, your contribution. You're streaming live with us. This one is from Peter Ikadie. Now the exercise will help eligible voters to confirm their details, as well as persons ineligible to vote. Thank you very much. Now that is the sole purpose of the display of the voters register. Rosemary have a heart. Citizens should take advantage of this display of voters register to check if their names and information are correctly captured. Thank you very much. That is the sole purpose of this of the voters display register. This one is from Blessing. I urge INEC to extend the duties of, the dates of the display. Unfortunately, this thing is time bound, is in the law. From what we gathered, it could not be extended. So the purpose, like before, I continue with this message. The cleaning of the register is critical, very critical to the success of the election. Now, where INEC goes back and then begins to find out that the cleanup we envisage is not this much. The success is what we envisage. It's not what we envisage. How is it going to turn out in the election? How is it going to affect, either positively, or negatively? How is it going to affect the elections?
Now, this question is, for me, is more of a subjective one, because the essence of this exercise is for people to come out. So if at the end of the day people have come out and then the exercise has ended, so of course the exercise was successful. That's what I would say. It was successful, because even the mop-up of the register has already started before this display. So that's another issue altogether. The mop-up is another issue. Yeah. This is the display. Like we've said, now the display is come out and look. And so if at the end of the day people have come out both online and physical, and then the exercise has ended, of course it's a successful one, and the election will go on smoothly well.
So
these whole activities of display of register may not be as important in our previous election, but it has become very germane now, because this is an electronic system INEC want to deploy in carrying out the elections for 2023.
Okay.
Now, imagine you go to the voters register and you cannot find your picture. You already know that there's a problem. Are you getting it? So it has become now very important. Your vote, everything you see there, because the gadgets will not do otherwise. If you give a wrong information to it, that's how you may lose your right to vote on that day, including your photograph. So so far so good. It's a positive one. Everybody has seen before you get to the election, like I said in the last program, before you get to the election polling unit on that day, you are sure that your name, you have seen your name, you have cited your name on the register, so you are sure that, and you know that everything is okay, so you are sure you are going to vote. I think that's one very good plus about this display of register. And quickly, I will tell you, the positive side of this display, which is on your ability to go on the internet and access it, nobody is talking about it. They are only concerned now about, how can you transmit results electronically? This display now is still done electronically, and nobody has come to say, INEC, this has been so good. But they are now worried. Desperate stakeholders in the system, they are now worried that, how will they transmit results electronically? Meanwhile, INEC has started the activities electronically already. So these are very germane concerns now we should begin to raise as observers. This process is good. So far so good. You have seen the electronic part of it as it's working. You are going to follow to the end. Results will be transmitted online. Just like they have said, it's not, we have all agreed. It's the law. So it will be transmitted. So INEC is getting this one right. When you click on your picture on the portal, it displays. So what is the fear? So we should all be ready to enjoy this new regime of electronic participation in our election.
Even most of the registration, the registration before now was done online. Apart from new registrar, issues of an update, issue of correction was done online.
Yes, I personally did my registration online.
People even start their registration at a certain point before they come to INEC. Everything was electronic.
So we should begin to appreciate the electronic activities of this process.
You know, let me, you see, he just raised a very critical, pertinent issue. In fact, I can tell you that, you see, the departure, one of the major issues that is standing, there as a departure from the 2019 election and the 2023 election is the electronic, transmission of results. And in fact, for me, it's a game changer. It's a game changer that is coming. And in recent time, he brought it in because this thing was discussing is electronically. So so let's just see. But in recent time, some of the politicians and people, have begun to raise concern, putting pressure and all of that. And you are an INEC person here. I want you to look at the camera and to reassure the people streaming live, the populace is the people there that, look, this thing is a matter of law. And that a lot of, in fact, from the beginning of registration, some nearly last year or 2 years back, up till the culmination, up till now, that today, this thing, people are still going online. So everything is online. So there's no way. I want you to reassure them on that.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
The BVAS machine, the machine for accreditation and transmission of results has come to stay. That machine is as potent as the series of machines we've been using. Remember, that machine was also used for the registration, the IBAS. It's the same thing. It's just a software that will be changed, so it becomes BVAS. And so that machine has not failed during the registration process. And so there's no issue for agitation now for the transmission, because all through the entire process, from the registration to the display, everything has been done electronically. And so the election proper will also be done electronically. Results will be transmitted, and of course the BVAS machine has arrived. As far as we know, it has arrived in the various states. Everything is set for the election as far as electronic and machine is concerned. And so I want to speak to the public and let you know there's no cause for alarm.
Yes.
I assure you that this machine will function and will have credible, fair elections.
Yeah, here, see, let me just corroborate what he has told you here. Is it the Beavers machine has come to stay and it has come to stay? As a matter of fact, this is an INEC personality. He's telling us that as we speak here, as we are streaming live now, those Beavers machine are in the country. They are already here and they've come to stay. And then, let me also tell you, accreditation has been redefined. Even before you start, you will see it there 200% accredited. So if you have 201 votes, that place is cancelled. No issue. No, you don't even ask the opinion of anybody because that's what the law states. And results will be transmitted electronically. There is nothing. In fact, we have gone too far. We have gone too far to begin to talk these things. Maybe some persons are trying to bring these things, so pulling legs of people. So, but you have heard from the horse's mouth. Now, but sir, you know, we're winding down. I just want to say that. Do you think that? I like to ask these questions almost every. You know, from the turnout, you're an INEC person, and I believe you're in the same department with Emma Solo. I believe. So
yes, when the head of
yes, yeah. So, did you think that? From the turnout of this voters registration, let us be sincere to ourselves. You think all the political stakeholders were carried along? Because it would have shown from the turnout. You think all critical stakeholders before the display were carried along? The media, talking about the media, all people, you know, traditional institutions, the clergy, all people carried along. Because if they are all carried along, it will show.
They were carried along. We have series of meetings. We have stakeholders meeting in the state office and in various local, in fact, all the EOs. It was replicated in the local government. State holders meeting in the head office, and then the EO also had it with the stakeholders at the various local government level. Together with traditional rulers, town hall meeting we had meeting with the security agents and all stakeholders. Okay,
but AKPORS, do you have any observation? Because I'm still thinking that much as the turnout, I'm still thinking that probably there is something about it that I can't really wrap my head now.
Good.
I said, you know.
For me, I want to assume that right now everything is going on fine. Voters are getting that confidence. There's no cause for alarm right now. It's just the first step, display. There will be a time where the main register will be displayed also, and the final register will be displayed also. We will also have access to it. But what INEC can only continue to make it better. INEC should always continue to make it better. By this hour, they know the learning course, what they didn't do and what they ought to do. By this hour, it is clear. So they can always continue to make it better. But one thing we will continue to give enlightenment on, and I want to continue to create awareness on, is not far from the fact that this election we are singing, we are campaigning on how it should be free, credible, and fair, is the responsibility of all of us. All of us are the stakeholders here. I am a citizen before I'm a political party member. I'm a citizen before I'm an INEC staff. I'm a citizen before I'm a security man. I'm a citizen before I'm anything that has to do with this election. So it is for all of us equally. What will happen in 2023 will affect each and every one of us if we don't get it right. So nobody should. So everybody, as we approach 2023, they are already planning. Those who do not want good, but we are observing. They may be planning to say, "Oh, this is how they will go about it. This is how they will go about it." But 2023 is in the hands of you and I, completely. How we make out of it depends. Just like they display the register, how we are able to identify people who should not vote depends. If you know you have failed to carry out that responsibility, know you have failed. If you didn't carry out, if you know somebody who is not supposed to be in that register and you allowed it, know you have failed. you from now start to know that you don't need to fail, because this process is for all of us to get it right.
Thank you, Barrister. Of course, you've heard from him. He said it's a collective responsibility, as a matter of fact. You know, way back, those of us who have this system theory, a system is an interconnected whole. It does not work, you know, in isolation. So the head will have to do what the head needs to do. The hand will do what the hand needs to do, and the leg will do what the leg needs to do. And at the end of the day, it will be a success.
Yes.
But everybody is closely knitted there. We're rounding up. Sir, I just want to put this good. It has been alleged in some quarters that the comprehensive register was not displayed. What's your take? There was some allegation that I think that the what they displayed was registration that was done. Is it from when I can't place, but it was not the comprehensive register. You are 9% person, I don't know.
Yes, what was displayed was in the voter register from 2011 up to 2022.
Why was that? Why was the comprehensive register not displayed?
Which one?
What's the reason? He said from 2000. Okay,
2011.
2011.
Yes, that was what was displayed. 2011. Yes.
So it's the comprehensive register.
Of course, it is.
So nothing was.
It is the comprehensive.
Okay, because there was some allegation here and
it
there.
It is the comprehensive.
Even though it was not substantiated, but we need to clear the air here.
No, it was the comprehensive one.
Quickly, as we're running up, let me just take this message from Douglas Madison. Now, one week display of voters register is not enough. INEC should ensure that display of voters register and voters registration exercise is a continuous process as people turn 18 yearly, daily. I think Madison, not for this exercise. What you meant is that registration process should be continuous, and I think that is continuous too. That is continuous. But for exercise like this that is displayed, I think you should have a time.
And it was 2 weeks, not 1 week.
Yeah, it's 2 weeks. You should have a time frame.
Just to inform you, there is a court decision that said mandated INEC to continue registration.
Yes, I forgot.
But the beauty about it is that the truth is that INEC can continue registration. But will those people participate in the 2023 election?
Well, I happen to see that judgment. The judgment did not mandate INEC.
Okay.
The judgment only because, of course, when you look at it, there were 3 prayers. The court granted 2 prayers and did not grant the last one, which is now mandating INEC to continue. And so the court only said INEC shouldn't have stopped the registration before 90 days to the election. But the subsequent order, go ahead and do it. No, the court didn't do that. Of course, how many days do we have? To 90 days to election.
But however it is, INEC can continue its registration, but the law says that any registration after then will not be eligible for the election.
Yeah, because
so I don't know for the yes. No, apart from that, is there any activity after 90 days before the election will not? So it can be doing that to update and take care of those people who are turning 18 as a matter of rights.
Yeah. No. The law say that exercise must stop not later than 90 days to election. To the election. And 90 days is just, I think, 2 days from today.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, sir. Of course, just your parting words to the viewers.
Yes. I will continue to tell for all those who care to listen that this election we are trying to put all effort on, trying to make sure everybody knows what to do is our collective responsibility. You have a duty to act, to have a free, fair and credible election, and above all, the good governance we clamor for is all our responsibility to so do. So do not sleep. You have to, in a popular way, wake up. Thank you.
Yeah, Mr. Ali, your parting words.
Yes, and viewers, I just want to let you know that INEC as a body is firm on conducting free, credible, and acceptable election. So far, it's my happiness to inform you that logistically things have begun to happen. In fact, we'll begin to receive material so that we will not have that hiccup, close to the election. So my take is, please come out and vote. If you do not come out and vote, you have still voted because somebody will still emerge eventually. But come out and vote so that you can beat your chest tomorrow and say, yes, I made this process work.
Viewers, it's on this note that we're going to round up today's NOA River State Dialogue, but I want to leave you with these words. Please know that it's a collective responsibility. It's a system thing. If everybody in his little corner does what he or she is supposed to do, Nigerians will come up greater. It is very, very possible that Nigeria can be great again. Yes, I believe, you believe, but it does not end with believing. We cannot just sit down. Armchair critics does not want it, does it. Apathy does not do it, but inclusion does it. It's on this road that we're going to round up today's NOA State Dialogue. I want to use this opportunity to thank, the INEC person in our midst, Mr. Andy. Thank you for your time, for coming.
Thank you.
Our own barrister, AKPORS.
It's always a pleasure.
We are very grateful to have you. We are very grateful. I also want to thank everybody that streamed live with us. Your wonderful contributions were not taken for granted. For those that we cannot take, last minute I will see some comments and some this thing that's just coming in. We could not take it because of time. Please, we are not slighting you. It's just because of time. Some other times we'll still take your comment. I also want to thank use this opportunity to thank the Director General of the National Orientation Agency, who doubles as the executive producer of the NOA River State Dialogue. Sir, thank you for giving us this wonderful platform to do this that we're doing. Thank you very much. I also want to thank our own Barrister Young Ayatamno, who is the State Director, National Orientation Agency, River State. Out of nothing, you've been able to create this and you've been running with this every Friday non-stop. Thank you. You're wonderful, sir. Thank you very much. I also want to thank the HOD ICT, Mr. Arolete Briggs, for your passion, for your wonderful passion, for making sure that we stream, this thing Friday after Friday, keeping to the time. You're just wonderful. Thank you. And this thank you will not be complete if I don't thank your able assistant, Mrs. Mrs. Ojoma. Thank you very much for your wonderful assistance and your loyalty you've shown to the NOA Dialogue crew and making it, happen. Viewers, it's on this note that we'll round it up today. Please, the display is ending today, but we still have some time. If you're not going to check yours, go and get your check. But most importantly, after now, the last batch of PVCs will come out for those that transferred and everything. Go get your PVC, guide it jealously, and vote. Until come your way next week, same day, same time. God bless you.